Okay, bwe yali afuluma eggwanga Uganda, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Bobi Wine mu bigambo bye yagamba nti ngenze wabweru wa ggwanga Uganda si kukola kintu kirala kyonna kyonna wabula okwongera okukola omulimu ogw'okulabisa n'okulaba nga nnwanirira eggwanga lyange Uganda libe nga lidda mu mikono gy'aba civilians. Olunaku olw'ejjo oba ekiro kikeseza olunaku olwaleero eno mu Uganda twabadde nga twebase Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine ne mukyala we Barbara Itungo Kyagulanyi babaddeko mu town hall meeting emu era nga bongera okukola ekyo kye beeyama oba kye beetuma okukola okulabisa. Bampita Kalirugambo Pro Max Simple MC. Njagala otambuze vidiyo eno etuuke ku buli Munnayuganda ategeere Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine omulimu gwaliko. Tukomewo tovaawo.
The bad guys are so united and they're working together so much to even clean up for each other. I mean, with what Muhoozi is saying, Museveni's son, you should have at least had outreach from African leaders. You don't. You don't. You just don't. This is the army commander, the head of the military of your next door neighbor, and massacres people and tweets about that. And you don't hear anything. He has threatened to raid Kenya. He has threatened to take over South Sudan. Recently he was threatening to take over Tehran and kill all. I mean, that only speaks of the problem, but we cannot just be mentioning the problem. Maybe it's about time that we, maybe not publicly and silently, reconverge and see what we can do. There's what we can do publicly, and that's agitating, that's creating enough awareness, that's keeping our plight, the plight of our people in Africa, on the minds and the eyes of the people and on the media. But also when we retreat, we must organize, and organize. Like I said much earlier, whatever you see being done was done before, only that is being done worse now. But our people organized in the 60s, we got independence. In the 80s, they got rid of the first round of dictators. And now, when we have the internet, when we are interconnected, we can't fail. Let us use everything that we can, like Malcolm X said, let us use any means necessary to free our people and ourselves.
Thank you so much. So we've reached the end of our event, and at this point I'd like to invite you forth to share any final concluding words before we hand it over to Martha to close us out. And in that, I'll plug in a couple of things. What is the future of Bobi Wine's music moving forward? Are we going to see any concerts in the near future here in the United States, back home in Uganda? And also, if you could describe the kind of Uganda that you'd like to see for your children, for your children's children, what does that look like?
Thank you. I'm a musician, guys. Yeah, lest you start looking at me as a politician. No, that Bobi Wine name was a musical name. Although my music was banned in Uganda, yeah, and the concert was banned, my wife and I owned a resort beach, the most beautiful in the country. But our businesses were all attacked, as you would expect. I still compose music. I've not recorded lately, but now that I have some time, I may jump into the studio and record my music. Goes on YouTube and Spotify. So you can only get my music online. Check out my music. Some of it is in my local language, but much of it is in English. So you can pick from that. Music is my first love, and was my first earning. I've not been in exile long enough. Maybe when the pockets become dry, I might spend a concert or two. Because I still want to be able to buy a beautiful necklace for my beautiful wife. So the music will still come. About Uganda, I love my country. That country called Uganda is the, and no disrespect to other countries, but you will agree with me that Uganda is the most beautiful country on the face of the earth. Winston Churchill concluded that Uganda is a part of Africa. That is where the great river Nile begins from. We have the biggest freshwater lake in the world, Lake Naruwari, the one they call Lake Victoria. We have the most beautiful weather. The food, oh my God. Look at the women we have. Look at the women. So Uganda is extremely beautiful. Only mismanaged. Only with better governance, we can turn our country into the best destination in the world. Our tourism is amazing. I mean, we have the rarest gorillas. Actually, right now there's a civil war of gorillas going on. Yes. In Uganda. So we have amazing things. I can talk about Uganda for a whole week non-stop. But for that country to be what we envision, we need to change better government, change governance, to turn it into a free country that offers equal opportunity to all citizens, regardless of their tribe, of their gender, of their background, of their second name. We want to leverage our tourism. We want to leverage our youthful population. The talents that we have. And all that begins with governance. That is what we struggle for. And we believe we're going to get there. Because we have a lot of talented, knowledgeable, and qualified people. I travel the world. Everywhere I go. Not only in universities. In hospitals, you'll find Ugandan doctors working. In India, in Germany, you'll find Ugandan professors here at University of California, Berkeley, everywhere. When we fix our country, we shall have an amazing population that is scattered all over the world. Come back home to develop our country. That is going to happen in our lifetime. That is what we're talking about. And finally, that is but just a wish to ensure that the massive wealth, recently the biggest gold deposit in the world was discovered in Uganda. On top of the rare earth minerals and the oil and all that, we can use that to transform our country. But to be able to do that, it is not going to be a miracle. My mother told me that God can only do for you what He can do through you. So God is already trying to use us. Present yourselves. Everyone will have to play their role. Every one of you can play a role. Every one of you. Reach out to those that you know. Make sure that people know about Uganda, about South Sudan, about Cameroon. Let people know about Africa, about your home. To you, the Ugandans, let us build teams internationally. You are students of political science, majority of you are students of history. You've seen it historically, that all these countries that have been liberated, the biggest force comes from the diaspora. You are those revolutionaries that liberated South Africa or Zimbabwe or Kenya or Uganda in the 60s and the 80s. Now it is you. Now this is our time now. Use it. Build synergies. Connect with home. Make sure you are in constant connection and communication with the home. That will show you what has to be done. I cannot start lecturing you on what has to be done. You guys have read more books than I've read. And you have a bird's eye view on your countries, especially from the Ugandans. So do something. When I'm speaking to Ugandans, I believe the Eritreans, the Somalians, the South Sudanese, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, all Africans are picking from what I'm saying. Our problems are similar, and our solutions are similar. Finally, Kwame Nkrumah said that the liberation of one country in Africa cannot be detached from the liberation of another. If you are living in Kenya and you think you're if you're living in Ghana and you think it's okay because there's democracy, remember that there was democracy in Tanzania a while ago, that there was pseudo-democracy in Kenya a while ago, until a dictatorship was, exported. So democracy is constant work in progress. Dictatorship in one country threatens democracy in another, however this time. So keep doing what you can do. Create as much awareness about your home country as can be, and make friends here who can help us make noise. Use the internet as much as you can. Tag your senators, your congressmen and women. Tell them to stop sponsoring terror in Africa. Tell them to stop behaving in a way that borders on racism. Yes, I say that word. Because if the standard of democracy and human rights in Africa is seen as acceptable while people are being killed, then I don't know if that's anything worse than racism. Why don't I stop there? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dad. In Africa, when the head of the house has spoken, the rest of us don't have much. I'll take this opportunity to thank the Center for African Studies for hosting this discussion and for organizing it. I hope you benefited from it and that we want to appreciate all of you who put off the time to come and join us. Please keep coming to such arrangements because there is a lot more that we can learn from each other. Finally, I want to encourage you to organize, to be together, because the people who crush voices of dissent, the people who muzzle our thoughts and our voices, the people who cluster us as the group that they can trample on, together. So we have to be together as well to fight back. And we are the majority, so let's use the numbers and let's keep organizing because they are more organized than we think. Thank you very much.
Please join us in thanking Bobi and Bobi.
At the back. We don't have very much time, so please take the food as you go.